Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a word we all use, probably every single day. Stress. We say things like, I'm so stressed out, or this is so stressful. But what are we actually talking about when we say that? What is stress, really? Is it just a feeling? Is it all in our heads? Or is there something more going on inside our bodies? Over the next few minutes, we're going to unravel the science behind stress, bust some major myths, and give you a completely new perspective on this universal human experience. You might be surprised to learn that not all stress is bad, and understanding it is the first step to managing it effectively. So grab a cup of tea, get comfortable, and let's get started. First things first, let's get a clear definition. At its core, stress is your body's natural response to any demand or threat. Think back to our ancient ancestors. When they encountered a saber-toothed tiger, they didn't have time to sit and think. Their bodies needed an instant, automatic reaction to either fight the threat or run away from it. This is the famous fight-or-flight response. When your brain perceives a threat, whether it's a tiger back then or a looming work deadline today, it triggers a cascade of hormones, primarily adrenaline and cortisol. Adrenaline gets your heart pounding, increases your energy, and sharpens your focus. Cortisol, the primary stress hormone, releases sugar into your bloodstream to give your muscles a quick energy boost. Your breath quickens, your senses become sharper, and your body is primed for action. This is a brilliant life-saving survival mechanism. So the next time you feel your heart racing before a big presentation, that's not just nerves. That's your body's ancient powerful survival system kicking into gear. It's giving you the heightened awareness and energy you need to perform at your peak. The problem isn't the stress response itself. It's when this system gets stuck in the yawn position. But before we get into that, let's bust our first big myth, that stress is purely psychological. Many people think stress is just a feeling of being overwhelmed or anxious. While those feelings are definitely part of it, the root of stress is a physiological, full-body experience. It's a biological reaction happening in your cells, your hormones, and your nervous system. It's just as real as a broken bone, even though you can't see it on an X-ray. Understanding this is crucial because it means we can't just think our way out of chronic stress. We need to address it on a physical level, too. This brings us to myth number 2. All stress is bad for you. This is one of the biggest misunderstandings out there. We just talked about the fight-or-flight response helping us perform under pressure. This type of short-term positive stress is called eustress. That's the kind of stress that motivates you, helps you focus, and can even feel exciting. Think about the thrill of riding a roller coaster, the excitement of a first date, or the push to finish a race. That's eustress at work. It helps us grow, learn new things, and build resilience. Without any stress at all, life would be pretty boring, and we wouldn't be challenged to achieve our goals. So the goal isn't to eliminate stress completely. That's impossible and undesirable. The goal is to find the sweet spot, to manage the distress, the negative, overwhelming kind, and harness the power of eustress. So when does good stress turn into bad stress? The key difference is duration and our ability to recover. The fight-or-flight response was designed to be short-lived. Our ancestors either escaped the tiger or, well, they didn't. Either way, the threat was over quickly, and their bodies returned to a state of rest. Today, our tigers are different. They're emails that never stop, financial worries, traffic jams, and constant social media notifications. These are what we call chronic stressors. They don't just disappear. As a result, our stress response system can stay activated for days, weeks, or even longer. Your body is constantly flooded with cortisol and adrenaline, with no off switch. This is what we refer to as chronic stress, and this is where the real health problems begin. It's like revving a car engine in the red zone for hours on end. Eventually, something is going to break down. This leads us to another common myth. Myth number 3. The symptoms of stress are the same for everyone. This couldn't be further from the truth. While the underlying hormonal response is similar, how chronic stress shows up in our lives is incredibly personal. For one person, it might manifest as persistent headaches, muscle tension, or digestive issues. For another, it might look like insomnia, irritability, or a constant feeling of anxiety. Some people might overeat when stressed, while others lose their appetite completely. Some become withdrawn and quiet, while others become agitated and lash out. It all depends on your unique genetics, your personality, your past experiences, and your current coping mechanisms. This is why it is so important to listen to your own body and recognize your personal stress signals. What's your body's check engine light? Knowing what to look for is the first step in realizing you need to pull over and address the issue. Let's tackle myth number 4. If I don't feel stressed, then I'm not stressed. This one is sneaky. Because our bodies are so adaptable, we can get used to living in a state of high alert. We might not consciously feel overwhelmed, but our body is still paying the price. This is what some experts call high-functioning stress. You're still meeting deadlines, taking care of your family, and juggling all your responsibilities, so you think everything's fine. But underneath the surface, your cortisol levels might be sky high, your blood pressure might be creeping up, and your immune system might be taking a hit. You might be getting sick more often, feeling tired all the time for no reason, or finding it harder to focus. These are silent signs that your body is under a significant load, even if your mind has normalized it. It's not a badge of honor to ignore these signs. It's a warning signal that your system is overloaded. So how does this chronic activation actually harm us? Imagine your body has a limited budget of energy. The stress response is incredibly expensive. It diverts resources away from other important bodily functions that aren't considered essential for immediate survival. Functions like digestion, immune response, and even higher-level thinking can be suppressed. When this happens over a long period, it can lead to a whole host of problems. Chronic inflammation, a weakened immune system, making you more susceptible to colds and infections. Digestive problems like IBS, and an increased risk of heart disease and high blood pressure are all linked to long-term stress. It also impacts our brains, affecting memory, concentration, and contributing to feelings of depression and anxiety. It's not just in your head. It's a physical process with very real and serious consequences for your long-term health and well-being. Now for our final myth, and it's a big one. Myth number 5. There is nothing you can do about stress. It's just a part of modern life. This is the most disempowering myth of all. While it's true that we can't eliminate all stressors from our lives, we have an incredible amount of control over our response to them. Remember how we talked about the difference between the stressor and the stress response? You might not be able to control the traffic jam, but you can learn techniques to control your body's reaction to it. This is where stress management comes in. It's not about avoiding challenges. It's about building your capacity for recovery. It's just about learning how to complete the stress cycle and signal to your body that the threat is over, allowing it to return to its natural state of rest and repair. There are countless proven strategies, from deep breathing and exercise to mindfulness and connecting with loved ones, that can help you do just this. To recap, what have we learned today? Stress isn't just a feeling. It's a powerful and ancient biological response. Not all stress is bad. Short-term eustress is actually good for us, motivating and challenging us. The real danger lies in chronic stress, where our fight-or-flight system gets stuck on. And most importantly, stress isn't a life sentence. While it can manifest differently for everyone, we all have the power to manage our response and protect our health. By understanding what's actually happening in your body, you've already taken the most important step towards taking back control. You're no longer just a passenger on a runaway train of anxiety. You're learning where the brakes are. In our next video, we'll dive into practical, science-backed techniques you can start using today to manage your stress response effectively. Thank you so much for joining me today to demystify stress. I hope this gives you a new framework for thinking about it. If you found this information helpful, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video on practical stress management tools. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. What was the biggest myth about stress that you used to believe? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.